Hey everybody, welcome to Wheeljack's Workshop. I'm the Rusty Mechanic, and we're inside the maintenance terminal again today. We're going to take a look at FT-45 Spindrift, and I'm fairly certain this is probably a common problem for a lot of you. But after several videos with this particular figure of Spindrift, I now have a floppy feet problem, and I cannot get them to stay up. What I noticed that the issue is with the screw that's at the back of his heel. So this screw right here, just take my trusty Phillips screwdriver, and you can very easily see that this screw is loose, and it constantly comes loose after transformations and poses and everything else, and it doesn't matter how many times I have tried to tighten this and over tighten it. After a few movements of the foot assembly, you just end up with the Floppy Foot Syndrome all over again. So I'm going to show you a trick that you can do to tighten the screw and then keep it in place. What you will need is a precision Phillips head screwdriver. That is a Phillips head number 1. You will need some crazy glue or some super glue, and you will need a small nail or a needle or anything that's like this. Essentially, we're just going to use this to take a small dab of the glue, so you can be very precise about the application. And we're just going to touch a dab of the glue in behind the head of the screw, and then reseat the screw and give it a quarter turn tighten. And of course, then the glue should then bond the head of the screw to the side of the heel, and it should not back out ever again. Very simple process. It will look like this. So we don't even need to take the screw all the way out. And in fact, you don't necessarily want to. The screw does go all the way through the back of this entire assembly, through this panel that's here, which is used for the weapon storage, and into the other side of the heel to keep the whole thing in place. If you back the screw all the way out, what ends up happening is the heel comes off, this comes off, and the little panel falls out, and then it's not difficult, but it is more difficult to get everything back together. So again, for the purposes of what we're doing here, you really only need to back the screw off enough. And I would say maybe like a quarter of an inch, probably about that far. And then you're actually going to crack open your bottle of super glue. And just make sure you've got a cloth of some type on hand, just so you can wipe off the end of the nail, or at least have somewhere to put the nail while you're doing this. But so you just want to, obviously you want to get some of the glue to the very edge of the bottle. You're just going to dip the head of your nail into the glue. Probably wipe off any excess. Right. And then just going to run this against the underside of the head, not the top of the head, but the underside of the head, because that's the part that's going to make contact with the heel assembly. And then you're just going to go ahead and reseat the screw right back into place until you feel resistance. Give yourself about another quarter of a turn just to get it to seat right in there. And then you want to test the heel to make sure you haven't made it too tight. See, now I've made it to the point that I can't move the heel, so I just want to work it a bit just to loosen the screw up a bit before the glue sets. You also want to test out your panel back here, right? Make sure that that's able to open and close. See, mine's not able to close, so I'll back the screw off just a bit. There we go. Right, and you just want to test everything out, make sure everything is still moving. And if you're satisfied with it, then you can leave it. And then we do a test. As we can see, the one that I haven't fixed on the right is still floppy, but the one on the left there is fine. Everything still moves. And just go ahead and repeat the same process on the other side, and that should fix your floppy foot syndrome on Spindrift. If you do like these videos, please make sure to hit that like button down below. It sure helps out a lot. Please subscribe to this channel and my new channel, Wheeljack's Workshop, so you don't miss out on any videos. And if you want to support these channels, please check the links in the description down below. You can support the channel at buymeacoffee.com. And that's it, everybody. Thank you very much. This has been the maintenance terminal inside Wheeljack's Workshop. I'm the Rusty Mechanic.